Okay. See, sorry. And my alarm is telling me it's time to go take a shower, but I have to finish this thought for you guys. I can't just stop it where it did. So everybody says Saturn, everybody, all things point to Saturn being Satan, right? Set turned, you know, Satan, that, Jesus, here I am, man, saying names and stuff. Mercy. So, what if Saturn, in its positive polarity, is like your father on the best fishing trip ever? You know what I mean? So, like, your father in all of his positive aspects. The dad you love, the dad that's like your best friend, right? And since it's polarity, and also like manner, when you act out, you get the dad that is the dad that comes and brings the rod and whoops your flipping ass down the street. You know what I mean? Flipping grounds you to your room and whoops your ass. That's the dad you get. So our parents, literally, life just shows us who our spiritual parents are. All of nature, all of everything reveals everything else. Sit at the feet of the teacher. But yeah, I don't know, it's correspondence, I guess. It's polarity. Because we're in the third dimension, duality exists in the two dimension, because that's what duality is correspondence. Two halves of the same whole. Everything is split in the second dimension. So we live in the third dimension, and the fourth and fifth as well, and higher and lower. But we're not going to get into that, I guess. But so we totally, since the second dimension is below ours, it is naturally already a functioning part of the third dimensional reality. And it also goes into the fourth, fifth, sixth. It goes into every reality post its reality. Once two dimension starts, it goes into the rest of them following it. And I guess if you're working the other way and coming from the other direction, you wouldn't hit duality until you got just about to the first dimension. When you were in the second dimension, then you would hit duality. I wonder if it works like that. It's the same forwards and backwards, right? This is right now, this is like when I miss having connection with others. Like, I've been such a hermit lately that I don't really connect with others to make that divine connection in the center where it creates the epiphany moment where the light turns on, where it goes bing. You know what I mean? I'm like, I do it with spirit. My ancestors come and hang out with me, man. So, oh man, what a trip. But hey, so I guess lesson in duality and everything too in here. You guys have a great day. I gotta go get a shower and get to work. Bless you all, love and light, and may you all be healed, sealed, guided, and protected upon your path. It's a time of great change. And actually, okay. Astrology especially is predicting that we're going to go through some monetary changes as a country, as a world, as a whole, coming up here in December and January, beginning around in the holiday months. I'm not saying anything's going to happen. I'm not saying anything's not going to happen. I'm just saying we should be prepared for monetary changes. I don't know. Our monetary system is always constantly a balancing act. And right now I hear that if a fart blows sideways on those scales, it's going to throw them off. So just be prepared. Stock up on some rice and beans and some flour and stuff. Get some whole organic stuff before it, comes off the shelf. Because right now we're dealing with shortages due to COVID. And, what's happening is the government is creating the shortages to keep the market where it needs to be so that we don't crash through this. They killed herds of cattle in Oklahoma when COVID started. They threw all the meat they didn't even slaughter the animals. They just paid the ranchers for their cattle on a marked down price, by the way. And well, actually, I'm sure that's just what they're claiming. But they did no harvest. They just killed the cattle and threw them in the ditch. Turned them into dog food. Like, seriously. That's what happened to keep the meat market going. The lumber, all that, like, they can't stop the people. They need people out logging. We all got those cool COVID checks. Everybody has to be in home, indoors. So everybody got COVID checks. I didn't get COVID checks. I got one stimulus. But thank you, Father. I have all that I need. I have all that I need. And I'm grateful. I'm not complaining. Not a bit. Not a bit. You're amazing. But they are trying to sustain the market. They're trying to keep everything afloat through this. Astrology is predicting that at the end of the year, beginning of next year, we're going to experience some really dramatic changes in our monetary system as a whole. Just be prepared. My spiritual advisor in this world told me to be prepared. And this woman, I know this woman talks to God. I know God speaks through this woman. Like, tells me things that, like, nobody else in this world knows. And she doesn't know me from Adam. Never met, never talked to her, nothing. Like, this woman knows. This woman speaks with God. God speaks through this woman. She told me to be prepared for 6 months. I'm like, no, I think I'll be prepared for 8 weeks, 2 months. I don't see anything happening. So, like, I'm not worried about it internally. Like, I'm, like, looking at it as, I'll just be prepared for 8 weeks. This woman told me 6 months. Be prepared for 6 months. So, I'm just going to say be prepared for anything to happen. Because it can, and the times we live in. We're living in the back of that book. We're not living in Psalms or something, and even Psalms has some pretty nasty things in them prayers, man. Like, whoa, the things we asked for when we were here last. Wow. Oh man, that brings something interesting. We were all there screaming for Barabbas to be released, man, and crucify Christ. We were all there. We all asked for the murderer. That's why we have the murderer alive today, and the liar and the thief. That's because we said, no, crucify Christ. We want Barabbas. We were all there. Just as we were there at the foundation of the world, we were there at that moment. And we're here at the end of the book, too. You notice there's almost 9 billion people on the face of this planet now? I think just about all of us are here.